Namaste and Jai Shri Ram. Today we would be narrating the pastime of Mohinee Ekadashi. It is said that if one observes Ekadashi, then one receives entrance to Lord Vishnu's abode. Simply by listening to this ekadashivratkatha, one attains the same merit as observing the fast. Please listen attentively. Mohinee Ekadashi pastime. Shri Yudhishthir Maharaj said, O Janardhan, what is the name of the Ekadashi that occurs during the light fortnight, Shukla Paksh, of the month of Vaishakh, April-May? What is the process for observing it properly? Kindly narrate all of these details to me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, replied, O blessed son of Dharma, what Vaishakh Muni once told to Lord Ramchandra, I shall now describe to you. Please hear me attentively. Lord Ramchandra asked Vaishakh Muni, O great sage, I would like to hear about the best of all fasting days, that day which destroys all kinds of sins and sorrows. I have suffered long enough in separation from my dear Sita, and so I wish to hear from you about how my suffering can be ended. The sage Vaishakh replied, O Lord Ram, O you whose intelligence is so keen, simply by remembering your name one can cross the ocean of this material world. You have questioned me in order to benefit all of humanity and fulfill everyone's desires. I shall now describe that day of fasting which purifies the whole world. O Ram, that day is known as Vaishakh Shukla Ekadashi, which falls on Dwadashi. It removes all sins and is famous as Mohinee Ekadashi. Truly, O dear Ram, the merit of this Ekadashi frees the fortunate soul who observes it from the network of illusion. Therefore, if you want to relieve your sufferings, observe this auspicious Ekadashi perfectly, for it removes all obstacles from one's path and relieves the greatest miseries. Kindly listen as I describe its glories, because for one who even just hears about this auspicious Ekadashi, the greatest sins are nullified. On the banks of the Saraswati river, there was once a beautiful city named Bhadravati, which was ruled by King Dyutiman. O Ram, that steadfast, truthful, and highly intelligent king was born in the dynasty of the moon, Chandravansh. In his kingdom was a merchant named Dhanapal, who possessed a great deal of wealth, of food grains and money. He was also very pious. Dhanapal arranged for lakes to be dug, sacrificial arenas to be erected, and beautiful gardens to be cultivated for the benefit of all citizens of Bhadravati. He was an excellent devotee of Lord Vishnu and had 5 sons, Suman, Dyutiman, Medavi, Sukriti, and Drishtabuddhi. Unfortunately, his son Drishtabuddhi always engaged in greatly sinful activities such as sleeping with prostitutes and associating with similar degraded persons. He enjoyed illicit sex, gambling, and many other varieties of acts aimed at gratifying the senses. He disrespected the Devas, the Brahmins, the forefathers, and other elders of the community, as well as his family guests. The evil-hearted Drishtabuddhi spent up his father's wealth indiscriminately, always feasting on untouchable foods and drinking alcohol to excess. One day, Dhanapal kicked Drishtabuddhi out of the house after he saw him walking along the road arm in arm with a known prostitute. From then on, all Drishtabuddhi's relatives were highly critical of him and distanced themselves from him also. After he had sold all of his inherited ornaments and became destitute, the prostitute also abandoned him and insulted him because of his poverty. Drishtabuddhi was now full of anxiety and also hungry. He thought, what should I do? Where should I go? How can I maintain myself? He then began to steal. The king's constables arrested him, but when they learned who it was and that his father was the famous Dhanapal, they released him. He was caught and released in this way many times, but at last, sick of his arrogance and total disrespect for others and their property, the ill-mannered Drishtabuddhi was apprehended, handcuffed, and then beaten. After whipping him, the king's marshals warned him, O evil-minded one, there is no place for you in this kingdom. However, Drishtabuddhi was freed from his tribulation by his father and immediately thereafter entered the dense forest. He wandered here and there, hungry, thirsty, and suffering greatly. Eventually, he began killing the jungle animals, the lions, deer, boars, and even wolves for food. Always ready in his hand was his bow. Always on his shoulder was his quiver full of sharp arrows. He also killed many birds, such as chakoras, peacocks, kankas, doves, and pigeons. He unhesitatingly slaughtered many species of birds and animals to maintain his sinful way of life, the sinful results accumulating more and more each day. Because of his previous sins, he was now immersed in an ocean of great sin that was so relentless that it appeared that he could not get out. Drishtabuddhi was always miserable and anxious, but one day during the month of Vaishakh, by the force of some of his past merit, he chanced upon the sacred ashram of Kaundinya Muni. The great sage had just finished bathing in the Ganga river, and water was dripping from him still. Drishtabuddhi had the great good fortune to touch some of those droplets of water that were falling from the great sage's wet clothing. Instantly, Drishtabuddhi was freed of his ignorance, and his sinful reactions were reduced. Offering his humble obeisances to Kaundinya Muni, Drishtabuddhi prayed to him with joined palms. O great Brahman, please describe to me some of the atonement I may perform without too much endeavor. I have committed so many sins in my life, and these have now made me very poor. The great Rishi replied, O son, listen with great attention, for by hearing me your life will change, and you will become free of all your remaining sins. In the light fortnight of this month, Vaishakh, April-May, there occurs the sacred Mohinee Ekadashi, which has the power to nullify sins as vast and weighty as Mount Sumeru. If you follow my advice and faithfully observe a fast on this Ekadashi, which is so dear to Lord Hari, you will be freed from all the sinful reactions of many, many births. Hearing these words with great joy, Drishtabuddhi promised to observe a fast on Mohinee Ekadashi according to the sage's instructions. O best of kings, O Ramchandra Bhagavan, by fasting completely on Mohinee Ekadashi, the once sinful Drishtabuddhi, the prodigal son of the merchant Dhanapal, became sinless. Afterwards, he achieved a beautiful transcendental form and, free at last of all obstacles, rode upon the carrier of Lord Vishnu, Garud, to the supreme abode of the Lord. O Ramchandra, the fast day of Mohinee Ekadashi removes the darkest illusory attachments to material existence. There is thus no better fast day in all the three worlds than this. Lord Shrikrishna concluded, And so, O Yudhishthir, there is no place of pilgrimage, no sacrifice, and no charity that can bestow merit equal to even 1/16 of the merit a faithful devotee of mine obtains by observing the Mohinee Ekadashi. Moreover, he who hears and studies the glories of Mohinee Ekadashi achieves the merit of giving away 1,000 cows in charity. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Vaishakh Shukla Ekadashi or Mohinee Ekadashi from the Kurma Puran.
Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to encourage more videos like this. Hari Bol.